Okay, so good evening. My name's Craig Blanchett, and I'm the I don't know what I am. I'm your announcer tonight, and obviously I'm a health coach here and one of our team leaders. And tonight, as in every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we have our coach Zoom where we connect, and it's an opportunity for us to meet new people. We got at least one new face here tonight. So we'll meet some new people, and we invite you to invite people that want to know a little bit more about what we do in the world of health coaching. And so we're going to be doing that tonight. We're also going to be going over the new health assessment. So Optavia has released just a new form to interview people to find out what people want in a constructive way and figure out if we're able to help them and what that would look like. So we're going to be going through that. We'll even do a little bit of practice. So if you're on and you haven't, this is your first time, then you can work with somebody that's been here a while and they can even interview you, and it'll be fun to actually do a little bit of actual coaching with us. And so let's see here. Who all do we have with us tonight? Ashley's joining us, and she's not new. I know that. She's been here a little while. But so you guys know a little bit about the basic agenda. One of the things that we do each week is there is a recording of this this meeting each week. So if you do miss it, you can actually, I'll put it in the chat window here, and this allows you to go and subscribe to the Vimeo channel where I upload these videos each week. And so you can do that. And then the next thing I want to do is just introduce a couple of our, Lisa I met at Wheelchair Sports Camp. She was there as a volunteer, works for the Mayo Clinic, and she's looking at, I made a call with her a couple weeks ago, and she's getting started on program. And I'd love to actually hear just maybe a minute or so of something you're excited about and what you're looking to learn, or kind of just tell us a little bit about whatever you'd like. We'd like to meet you.
Sure. Hi. I'm Lisa, like Craig said. Can you hear me, Craig?
A little bit, yeah. It's a little light, but
Okay.
it'll
Um,
work.
yeah, I guess to be honest with you, I'm just intrigued with the whole process. I think just after talking with Craig, you are very very easy sale as far as the interest behind this. So I'm kind of just more curious about how it's going to connect with what I already do and kind of expand to what I want to be doing, and maybe the more flexibility that's involved. So I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody else, kind of their experience with it and kind of how it's worked in their lifestyle too. So
Great.
yeah,
Good to
just to
have you.
kind of start, that's my biggest interest.
Yeah, and so we're going to do a little fine tuning. She's actually at a pretty healthy weight, but we're just going to fine tune some things. And your background is occupational therapy?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, I'm an occupational therapist, work more with neuro patients. Yes.
Got it. Perfect. And I know Dave's not a guest, but hasn't been hasn't been tuning in lately. And so Dave's back from Texas. He's my buddy. A lot of you guys met him in Dallas. And update, are you finally you at the maintenance phase, or where are you at in your program? Oh,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yep, loud and clear.
Okay. Yes, I'm on the maintenance phase. So now I am just staying at a healthy 155, riding a lot, running a lot, just trying to maintain my fitness, and also sticking with the food plan right now, basically doing like a 3 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
Perfect.
working probably the best so far. I feel awesome.
Yeah, it's fun to be trim and fit and kind of at your racing weight again, right?
Yeah, I did a ride on Saturday, 60 miler, pretty hilly, with 1 3/10 of a mile hill at 19% grade. So that was fun.
That's steep. So,
Yeah, I didn't have to carry as much weight up, so I cruised up that hill.
Dawn, you know, Bloomsday or Doomsday Hill, that's 4%. So yeah, so so 18's like really, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's get off your bike and walk kind of thing. So,
Yeah, gnarly.
but
That's great.
that's 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 not for me.
Yeah,
So I'm out of the saddle the whole time. So
yeah. Well, glad you're back. Good to see you again.
thank
All
you.
right, the rest of the folks here, I know Ashley was on once, but it looks like everybody else has been kind of a veteran, a regular attendee of our huddles, and so we want to welcome you guys as well. And tonight, I'm going to toss it over to. We got a little something new for us tonight, where we're going to actually get in and do a little bit of practice and doing some actual what we call a work group. And so I'm going to toss it over to Carrie to take us to the next section. Welcome, Carrie.
Hi, thanks. And so it's my understanding, right, Craig, that we're going to split up into 3 groups, right? Awesome. And our goal is to kind of hit the basic step of reviewing the health assessment, and more specifically, the beginning of the health assessment in the Explore, and getting to know your potential clients, why and where they're at, why they want to make changes, and to really, from my experience, it's been beneficial to give them a chance to visualize where they could be and to really let them feel what that's like. And I think it takes practice. And so our goal in breaking off into groups is to give you a chance to kind of practice with each other, practice listening well, and practice even sharing your story and tapping into what your why is, for sure. And then maybe take some notes as you go through the process to know what hiccups you might have or questions that come up, so that at the end we can share and troubleshoot and learn a lot. So this might be out of some people's comfort zone, which is good. And it seems like they're fine-tuning what the health assessment's going to look like. So we have the latest one.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen here and just go through a little bit of it. With the actual health assessment, one of the things, you have this first section here, which is called Awaken, and it's section 1. And this is all, if you have it online, you can actually type right in here and then print it out, or you can print it out and just use a traditional pencil or pen. But one of the things that I've been finding with people, when I find somebody who's pretty interested in moving forward, whether they're looking to upgrade their nutrition, maybe they're at a healthy weight, but they only eat 1 or 2 times a day. They're just really eager to kind of get started and move forward. Maybe they do have some weight to lose, which is fairly typical. You can actually go through the Awaken section, do quite a bit of interview, there, and then when you get to the bottom here, you might, if they feel like they're ready to go, you may not need to go into number 2 and get more details until later. And so sometimes when I get to the end there and they're ready to go, I'm just like, well, okay, well, let's go ahead and get you enrolled and signed up. And then between now and when you get your shipment, I'll ask you a few more questions, and you can go through their details about sleep and hydration and motion and all that kind of stuff. One of the things you do want to make sure you do is on the second page here. You want to make sure the primary thing you want to make sure we cover is allergies. If they have soy, if they have gluten, if they have allergies to stevia, some people have stevia allergies, or gluten allergies, things like that. So those are the main things you want to be careful of, because that would affect what types of fuelings that we would order for them. Now, if they have high blood pressure or diabetes or nursing or any of those kinds of things, all the fuelings are totally safe. It's just how we end up using those would be the trick there in making sure that we use them correctly. But so what we're going to do is I put in the chat window a link, and I'll put it in there again. And so if you click on that link, it'll bring up this assessment. And then if you want to print, you can. What I'll do is I will assign us all to rooms, and basically we're just going to practice. It's basically practice getting to know people and asking them a few, some of these questions. And so it'll be a nice opportunity even for some of the guests here to meet one of the other coaches, one of us coaches, and talk through some things and kind of get the feel and the rhythm for what coaching is like. And then we'll just take probably 10 or maybe 12 minutes to go through that. But I did one of another guest that joined us is Kathy. I've been working with Kathy now. She just got her or I don't know if you got your doctorate or you applied for your doctorate or something along those lines, but she's been studying really hard, and we were basically just keeping her sane and her fuel up while she was going through that process. And now she wants to take a look at what we do as health coaching. Who are we? And so I said, come hang out with the team and you'll get to know some of these people and get a little feel for that. So glad to see you made it, Kathy. You can hear us okay, I assume?
I can.
Yeah. And we can hear you too. All right. So this is the gang. Lisa is here for the first time as well. And then Dave's been here just a few times. So welcome. And so we're going to be going through a little bit of a health assessment. We're going to kind of get to know each other a little bit one-on-one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set us up into what we call breakout rooms. And a breakout room is you'll just get a notification on your screen that says you've invited Ben to a breakout room. And so we'll go into some breakout room, and then we will walk through the assessment, and I'll call you guys back when it's done. And so just get a chance for one person to go through a couple of these questions and kind of get to know a little bit about where they are and where they want to be. And then we will probably in about 7 or 8 minutes, I'll say switch. And then the other person has a chance to ask the other person a few questions. So let me set up these rooms here. We're going to go Ashley, and we're going to go with Ashley and Clark. And then we'll go with Dawn and Lisa. And then we'll go with Dave and Carrie, sure. And then we'll go with Christina and Lynn Ann. There we go. All right, guys. So make sure you have your sheet downloaded and go ahead and you'll do a little interview, and then we'll call you back here in about 7 or 8 minutes. And you get to stay on with me, Kathy.
Okay.
So I'm going to get to interview you a little bit. How about them apples?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, so I can't download anything.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. Hey, Dayton, how you doing? Can you hear us? I'm going to toss Dayton over in with Carrie and assign to, oh, he left. All right. So how's your week shaping up for you?
Are you talking to Kathy?
I'm talking with you, Kathy. Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's shaping up okay. It's Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm slammed this week at work.
You take your phone and turn it on its side, and sometimes it shifts it to a different view. Does that look a little better?
Yes, you look more real.
More real, yeah, instead of kind of narrow. Well, I'll kind of walk through some of these basic questions, and these are some of the things that we do when we interview somebody. And the first question, it says the introductions. It says, great speaking with you today. We try to make this super simple, so you just kind of read from it a few times and you get kind of the flow. And usually this health assessment happens after you've someone said, wow, you look great. What are you doing? Can you help me? Something along the like, well, I don't know. Let's talk. And then this is
Okay.
the interview we go through. And it says, I'm reading word for word here. It says, it's great speaking with you. And I'm excited that you're interested in learning more about Optavia. Before we can determine if one of our programs is right for you, I'd like to ask a few questions to learn more about your health goals. All right. And then the first one is, can you share with me why you wanted to connect with me today? I'd love to hear about what you'd like to accomplish in your health. And maybe it's weight, creating a healthier habits, maybe, what is it that you're looking to build in your life? And you can actually answer this based upon where you're at now.
So you want me to answer it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear your answer. I'm going to take notes.
Okay. I want to get to my goal weight. I want to build muscle, and I want to live a balanced life.
Okay. All right. IGT, build. Got it. And then when you say get to a goal weight, where are you at now as far as that?
I'm about 35, 40 pounds.
40 pounds away? Okay. When was the last time you were at that healthy weight?
When I was about 28 years old.
28. Okay. Curious about, and when you remember back about being at that state of health, what were some things that were better, that you just liked better than where things are now?
I never thought about what I did physically. Just did it.
Okay.
I didn't have to stop and think, can I do this?
So you didn't have physical limitations,
right,
with your body. I call it having more yes days. When you wake up and you ask your body, can I do this today? It says, yep, we can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Awesome. More yes days. Awesome. And so could you briefly describe what your current state of health is?
Well, I've been sitting a lot for 4 years.
Okay.
And my only form of exercise has been walking. Okay. So my muscles are in like sad shape.
Okay, so you're a little weaker maybe?
Yes, definitely weaker. Cardio it's not shot, but it's like if I were to go hiking in the gorge, straight uphill, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Okay, got it. And you said about 40 pounds. Great. Time in life when you're healthier. What's changed? So what has changed with your lifestyle since when you were at a healthy weight and feeling great and now?
I just lived a different lifestyle. Like when I was in college, I walked a lot up hills and down to get to my classrooms. When we were early married, we did a lot of hiking. We just never thought about it. That's just how we lived. Over time, as I, became a mom and homeschooled and all kinds of other obligations and full-time work, and I just morphed out of living a super active life, and I really didn't have a good understanding about carbs and white flour and white sugar and all that kind of stuff, so just never thought about it through my probably 30s and 40s.
Got it. Awesome. And I'm just going down. These are just the simple questions, and these are great answers. And part of what I'm showing you as kind of a demo,
right,
is that, I mean, it's very conversational. Even though I'm reading, I actually want to know your answers. I mean, obviously, I'm your coach too, which is great. But it's fun just to actually. These are great interview questions that are personal and intentional, and there's a lot that people, I mean, there's a lot of discoveries people make while they're answering.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
So
So go ahead.
what do you do if somebody's like, 500 pounds or they're
Yeah.
in desperate shape?
Yeah, well, their answers, I mean, I don't know, it's surprising what people say.
Mm,
I've worked with some people that are 500 pounds before, and generally those people have a lot more, they have, their mental state is in more of a
mm,
crisis mode. When
yeah.
people have
Yeah.
30 to 50 pounds to lose, their life isn't really out of structure.
Right.
It's some fine tuning. It's a little bit of stuff here, but when
Mm-hmm.
someone's 200 or 300 pounds out of line, it's taken them a while to build that, and there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And so some of the best people to work with are the people that have 20 to 40 pounds to lose.
Mm-hmm.
They, I mean, they get it. They're
Right.
already
Right.
paying attention to health,
Right.
and yeah, but it just depends on what people want, and if they want to do the work, I'll partner with
Right.
them. There's a couple people on here that have lost over 100 pounds that are on
Mm,
our call tonight. And
wow.
Christina has lost 120
Wow.
something pounds, right?
Wow.
And so it happens, and then some of those people make good coaches, and some of those people still are working on stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
Got it.
primary stuff, not the secondary things.
Right.
So,
Right.
all right, let me give people a notification to switch.
Okay.
Okay. Switch partners. And so the next question would be, what would it mean for you to be at that healthy weight again? What kind of activities would you do if you were at that healthy weight, healthy place? How would that affect relationships? Just kind of what we want to do is go into the future and think about the reality of these
Mm-hmm.
things being true, and what's the
Mm-hmm.
benefit for you?
I sure like the idea of feeling good no matter what I'm doing, being
Mm-hmm.
able to keep up with anybody doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go kayaking and hiking. I would even love to do paddle where
Paddle board or
you
something like
yeah, where you're on
that?
the water and you're standing, but your core has to be like rock hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't think I could even. What's
Dawn and
that?
Kelly, they do that. They have a house,
Really?
a cabin that they have up in Spokane, and they do
Cool.
some paddle boarding. Yep. So that's cool. Some outdoor stuff. What do you think it would do, or anything else you can think of? How would it affect relationships?
I don't know. I don't know that it would.
Would you go out more? Would you dress differently? Would you tend to be more comfortable in front of a crowd?
Yeah,
Anything?
I probably would be more comfortable, in front of a crowd. And uh, the first time you meet somebody, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be more willing to try to join like hiking groups.
Ah, isn't it interesting? You almost feel like you have to be in shape in order to get
Yeah.
into a shape. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's very true. Some people will never go into a gym because they're like, I have to
Yeah.
get into shape before I go in there because I'm just too
Right.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about our program is you can lose weight without doing exercise. Now you can't be fit without exercise, but at least you
Right.
can get the ball
Right.
rolling quite a ways.
Exactly. What do you do, Craig? You do the wheelchair
I do
racing?
hand cycling and
Okay.
wheelchairs, and I lift weights.
You
Um,
do. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and we do walking. I just organized a neighborhood walking group. Tonight was our first night.
Cool.
Um,
That's
and
awesome.
so it's partly a social thing, but it's partly an activity.
Yeah.
Two people showed up the first night, so
That's great.
yeah. So that's good. And then so let's see here. Next question. What is your main motivation for wanting to make these changes to your health? What's the primary thing motivating you?
I want to do it for myself.
Mm-hmm. Has it been a while since you've done some things for yourself? Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Yes.
What's that
So
look like?
this one would be for me to know inside my heart that I did it.
Mhm. Awesome. And so, excellent. Well, I'm going to kind of review some of the things you said, and then I'll tell you a little bit about my story.
Okay.
So you say your goal, you want to get your goal weight, build muscle, live a balanced life. You're about 40 pounds away from there. Physically, you would be able to do the things you want to do, and there'd be more yes days. Currently, you've been sitting a lot. Basically, for the last 4 years, you've been sitting down for 4 years. All you're doing is walking. You feel like you've gotten weak, and your cardio is pretty poor. Back when you were healthy, you lived a different lifestyle. You walked a lot. You walked to class. You hiked a lot. When you were married, and your work and your obligations with work were just different. You were just a different stage of life. If you were to be healthy again, the confidence in knowing you could keep up with others would be really powerful for you. You'd like to maybe do some kayaking, getting back to some hiking. Paddleboarding is something that wasn't available back then. It wasn't a thing. Now it's a thing, and you'd like to experiment and explore that. You'd be more comfortable in front of a crowd, and you'd have more self-confidence when you were meeting people for the first time. Yep. And you really want to do this for you, and just know inside your heart that you did it, that you've done a lot of tough things in your life. And this is one of those things that you feel like you want to do for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Well, now that I heard a little bit about your current situation and some of your goals, I want to give you a quick idea of what's possible. My story started about 7-8 years ago. I was 50 pounds overweight, and I've been an athlete for years, had a job in the computer world, and I found myself unemployed and overweight. And so I ran into a guy that was a coach at a job fair, and he told me about a coaching opportunity and an opportunity to get into shape and to lose some weight again. So I explored it, and 2 months later, I was on program, and I was losing weight. And another a month and a half, I decided to get trained as a health coach. And it's probably changed my life as much physically as it has, actually, I think financially, and the economics of my economical health.
Right.
Is that even the right word? Has
Yes.
changed probably more than my physical health, because I used to be pretty healthy, but I've never been this healthy economically. And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, my wife just told me that she's decided to go part-time, and she's going to have her mornings off. And so in 2 weeks, she's going to go part-time. And we've been able to build a home that's wheelchair accessible for me, and doesn't have any ramps, or it doesn't have any stairs. And we have a master on the main. And then we're able to give to missionaries now, just be very generous with things. And we built this home to be one that we can entertain people. And we have a guest room that's specifically there for people that need a place to stay. And we put people up every once in a while.
Fabulous.
So we've just been able to do a lot of things because of this business. And so let me just tell you a little bit about the way our program works. We have 4 primary, what we call cornerstones. And one of them is everybody has a health coach. So everybody gets to work one-on-one with the health coach, and you get to use them. You get to ask them questions. They celebrate your highs. They work through your lows. They just help you to basically move forward toward your goal. The second thing we have is we have a Habits of Health course. So that's a book and a workbook. It's like a curriculum. It's sort of an owner's manual for your body.
I just found mine in my office.
Yep, that's perfect. Great. And then the third one is healthy communities. So we have coaching communities. We've got Facebook communities. We've got places where people that are working on their health hang out, and we plug you into those so you can be around and let that rub off on you, and you get to rub off on them. The fourth one is that we teach you how to fuel your body. And we actually have designed some foods that are convenient and super nutritious. They also taste good. So it takes some of the hard work out of getting the details right. And then we also teach you how to shop at a grocery store. We teach you how to order at a restaurant. We teach you how to navigate potlucks and Super Bowl parties and Thanksgiving and all those kinds of situations. And so we really teach you
Fabulous.
about how to fuel your body for life. And so those are the 4 tools that we use to help people.
Nothing about exercise?
There's not exercise that's part of the initial plan, but as you're moving towards your fitness goals, then we start adding, we usually start off with walking and then we move up, but it just depends on where you're at and what you want.
Right,
But
right.
in the Habits of Health curriculum, there's 3 chapters on exercise. And so that's part of the Habits of Health curriculum.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what that looks like. But what we find is there's a lot of people that will go and they'll start exercising too soon and they hurt themselves. And so
Okay.
we don't want to hurt you in the process of trying to help you.
Right, right.
And so we do talk about exercise, but it's part of a long-term lifestyle program and not a short-term just exercise plan.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me interview you, Kathy. That was wonderful. I knew a lot of that already, but it was exciting to hear it again.
You're just a nice guy.
Yeah, sure. All right. So they're coming back here in about 17 seconds.
Okay.
We'll do a quick little recap, see what everybody thought, and then we'll be done. We usually have these about 30 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah. Thanks for letting me interview you.
Mhm.
So
And vice versa.
yeah, there you go. So Ashley, how'd that go for you tonight? You want to unmute and give us a little feedback here? Did you learn something new? What did you enjoy about that?
So Clark interviewed me, and it was really helpful to hear how he asked the questions and how he made sure that I knew he was listening to me by repeating back what he'd heard, and that's something I'm working on. I am a good listener, but I don't always do a good job at making sure people know I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very helpful to listen to him ask me questions.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, good job. I'm actually curious for Lisa or Kathy being first timers, what that felt like for you to kind of be part of. We just tossed you into one of our coach trainings right there live. Kathy, why don't you go first?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything specific, or how'd that feel for you?
I like how natural the process is, and the way that it demonstrates true care for a person,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that it elicits internal processes that probably aren't daily habits, but it pulls that out of you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Perfect. How about you, Lisa? What did you think? Who did you work with? Oh, can't hear you for some reason.
Oh,
Now I
how about
can.
now?
Yeah, now I can.
It was Dawn, I believe, that I get to work with.
Dawn, yep.
And I full confession here. We ended up just really sharing the whole time, and it was great. but I have to admit that she's just such a natural interviewer that I think I have a feeling that she was pretty much interviewing me the whole time, in a very genuine way, though. I think it felt like Kathy was just saying, it was very natural, but also really kind of nice to see how we can go on our day-to-day conversations and ask how people are, but not really delve into like the meat of it, and to kind of see that this kind of gets a little bit deeper than just how are you, kind of some probing questions. So appreciated kind of seeing a little bit that even though we were chatting. So
Yeah.
Well,
and Dawn's a former teacher. She just actually retired from her first or her last career. I don't know if it was her first career, but she just retired from a teacher. How long were you a teacher, Dawn? Hold on, let me unmute you there. Go ahead.
30.
30 years. Okay. So her and her husband just both retired. And so, but Dawn was kind of nervous about talking to people when she first started coaching. And then we've worked on that a lot. And she's kind of blossomed. You're right. She's really good at it. But there's the practice at work, right? Awesome. Who else? Anybody else have some breakthroughs? I know the rest of you had done it a few times. I know Christina's done this a few times. Actually, Dave, tell me a little bit about your experience there. I unmuted you.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of like Lisa was saying, we kind of just, Carrie and I just kind of talked about, or Lisa and I, or like Lisa was saying, Carrie and I just kind of talked about where I am on my path to becoming a coach, because I'm obviously not a coach yet. So.
Perfect.
So yeah, we just talked about where I am and what I can do, and she gave me some tips as well.
Got it. You're breaking up just a little bit, but I think we heard most of what you were saying. So thanks.
All right.
Yep. Awesome. How about you, Carrie? How was that for you? You're a veteran at this. But
It was fun because at first I'm like, I don't know if we're supposed to talk about the health assessment, because I felt like that didn't feel completely applicable since he's not a coach. But it was fun to hear that I don't know, he is a coach. He's not signed up for it yet. But just hearing his experience with being a personal trainer and coaching sports and owning a business, like so many little pieces that it's exciting to think about how many people he can impact. And I don't know, it was kind of fun. It was really fun to listen.
Yeah. Good. Well, I always say if coaching's not fun, you're doing it wrong. Because it should be pretty fun. It's about helping people and interviewing them and all that. So, well, I appreciate you guys. And it was a kind of a new experiment. We haven't done a breakout room or breakout group on our Tuesday night team huddles. But hope you guys enjoyed that. Got a little taste of what it's like to be interviewed, a little taste of what it's like to interview somebody. And we'll be back again next Tuesday, of course, at the same time. And sometimes we will be doing these on occasion, and sometimes we'll just be providing with the training and a lot of actually interacting with you and feedback about what you guys are learning, things you're excited about, the actions you're taking that are making a difference. I know Lynn Ann's going to have a ton of stuff for us to share next week because she is on fire, right? And so she's learning a ton. So thank you guys for your attention. Thank you, Kathy, Lisa, and Dave, for joining us tonight as guest coaches. And hopefully we'll see you again next time. All right, guys. Take care, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.